Hello and welcome. My name is Clown, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Anomaly Evolution, which is probably going to be very niche in terms of the adult content. However, it is a horror game. It was free 99 or really cheap if you buy it on Steam. And I can get through it pretty quickly because I can make a video quickly about it. Playing the game actually took me quite a while because it's a clicker game, so that means you're gonna be doing a lot of waiting. Except I thought you could literally just let it automatically generate cells because that's what you're mainly generating. You're getting cells because it's an evolution type game, so you're becoming bigger and bigger and evolving into newer and newer forms. However, unfortunately, after you get a certain level high enough in the cell generator, you start getting attacked by enemies, and I was like, shit. I actually have to pay attention because I was playing some SMT4 on my DS and came to the realization now, oh shit, I died. So I was like, oh, I guess I gotta pay attention. But you know what? It was. I'm be honest. I enjoy a good clicker game. This game has, you got your cells, and then you upgrade those, and then you can get more cells. So then you gotta upgrade genes, which let you. okay. So you go from cells, and then you buy the gene generators so that you can get more upgrades on your protein generator, which you have to buy the protein generator first. But once you buy the proteins generator, you got all of your protein generators, and the gene generator lets you increase the number of upgrades you can make to your protein generators. And then when you get like a new protein generator, it lets you get 2 more upgrades on your cell generators. So you can, it's a nice little loop that feeds into itself. You start building more and more and more, and then eventually you get to the point where you get the neuron generator, and the neurons, each neuron generated consumes 3 cells, so you could theoretically kill yourself, and it's just a good time. And then you've also got enemies, so you gotta upgrade your enzymes so you can more easily kill the enemies, which this is a part that I didn't exactly enjoy the fact that I had to be, I'm be honest, I kind of want to just leave it running while I did other shit. I know it's kind of weird to say, oh, I like a clicker game, but I don't actually want to interact with it. I just want to, but yeah, you want to see the numbers go up. But eventually, it does take a while, but you can gain enough money or enough cells that you can set up the enzymes to automatically attack the enemies. And at that point, it really does become just leave it on in the background and it'll just keep going up. Unless if you set your neurons to go too fast, which eventually they might just kill you. So every like couple minutes, you got to go on there and spend some of your neurons so you don't die. However, that's enough about talking about the actual game itself. We gotta talk about the adult content because this is probably where it's gonna be super weird. But you know what? This is exactly the kind of stuff I need. So as you evolve your little cell, it becomes an actual creature. It becomes an SCP, one of them. I'm be honest, I don't remember the names, the actual number designations for each of these. However, they are very bestial. Some of them have a lot of blood on them. They all have massive breasts. They really put in their breast game. One even has it's kind of weird that they gave one of them makeup, but yeah, there's 3 different creatures you can evolve. I only did the first 2. The last one, I was like, I kind of don't feel like it. It was a slime, which I kind of do really like slime girls, but I was like, I was like 4 hours in, maybe even, I think it was like 5 hours in, and I was like, oh my god, I think that is good enough. I understand, but like the first one, not gonna lie, I think there was only like 1 point throughout the entire evolutionary chain where I was like, this is kind of okay, and it was like kind of okay only in like the torso section because that was very human. And then it immediately went just bestial, and they just become these eldritch creatures. And if you like that, it's definitely like there's like an amount of furry codedness to these creatures, which I'm gonna say, as someone who's generally like okay with relatively high levels of furry shit, maybe like honestly, I don't have a scale for reference, but I'll say maybe like 3 or 4. No, I'd say 3. Where they're like covered in fur, standing up. Maybe they don't got snouts, but they got, you know what I mean. You guys know what I'm talking about, probably, maybe. This shit got weird. Now, the second one was a little bit better. However, that one definitely was more on just a normal furry side until it started like having like 4 pairs of breasts and 18 eyes, and then it just randomly went to a really normal looking stuff. I don't know. The adult content is really weird, kind of out there, and you know what? You gotta appreciate that, there's something for everyone, even if it's really strange. But yeah, that's basically Anomaly Evolution. It's a pretty good clicker game with some very niche adult content that probably someone will enjoy. Or maybe you really just like seeing massively big breasts, in which case you will get massively big breasts. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next one, which is probably also going to be an SCP game. Later.